It's the Wake Up Show with the Illinois Black Chamber of Commerce on Chicago's essential storyteller, WVON.
Welcome to the Wake Up Show, Chicago.
Rise and shine. It's the Wake Up Show, where every sunrise is a call to action. Powered by the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, we are the champions of change, advocating for diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in the world of corporate and government contracting. It's not just a show, it's a movement. So get ready for another dynamic journey as we wake up the world to a new era of opportunities and empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, President Larry Ives.
Good morning, Chicago, and everyone else who can hear the sound of my voice. I'm LaDonna Ray with Ray Consulting and WVON 1690, and I'm a proud member of the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the Wake Up Show Chicago, here each and every Saturday at 9 a.m. And you know, we're powered by the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, but we're sponsored by Wind Creek Casino Southland. Yes, each and every Saturday, you guys can tune in. Make sure you get those phone lines ready to tap in at 773-591-1690 because we got a question for you that will blow your mind. And I want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube, look for Wake Up Show Chicago, and you will be able to subscribe for free. That's right, on the free 99. But before we dive into today's topic or powerful discussion, I would like to introduce who I am co host to, a man who is a leader in business Black advocacy, serving as the president and CEO of the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce and also chairman of the board of the National Black Chamber of Commerce in Washington, D.C., Dr. Larry Ivory. Good
Hey,
morning, sir.
good morning, LaDonna Ray. I am
Yes.
excited again to be on the air with you. It is such an honor, but it's also a pleasure that we get a chance to talk to our listening audience about things that we think matter. So today I'm excited that we're going to have a real conversation in a number of areas, and we're going to go with the flow, LaDonna.
Well, I'm gonna ask you this. There, as I say, the young people are saying this new phrase that's going around. You want to hear it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fear of missing out. Do you know what that means? I'm sorry, I should have said FOMO. But do you know? Have you ever heard of FOMO?
Yeah, I've heard of FOMO.
Yeah. Well, I have FOMU, fear of messing up. I'm just saying. I definitely have that. But fear of missing out. What is your interpretation of that?
Well, fear of missing out is, what I think when you go to an event and you decide not to go or you decide to go, and because you don't want to miss the opportunity, the people, uh, and things that people will be talking about. Like when I used to go to church, my father I used to say, Papa was church on Sunday. He was a pastor. And his comment to me is that you should have been there.
You yeah,
That was his comment to me. You should have been there. So that the fear of missing out, and so I think he's instilled in me. If you really want to know how it was, because people said it was great, you should have been there. So the
I
fear of
know that's
missing
right.
out, he instilled that in me at a very young age.
Well, speaking of missing out and fear of missing out, I had a fear of missing out when we had lobby day earlier this year, but I was there definitely, and I'm glad I was. And those that came with us were absolutely glad that they came. And you know who was in the building? Miss Cassandra Matz was in the building. She came along with us, but I want to give her a proper introduction. Just so you know, Cassandra Matz serves as the Director of Business Development, External Affairs, and Government Relations at Medellin and Associates with over 30 years of experience across major corporations, government leadership, and entrepreneurship. And she's a proven strategist and visionary, a former trustee for the Village of Olympia Fields. She has held high level roles with American Express, Kodak, McNeil Pharmaceutical, and MetLife, and also founded the CJ Red Realty Incorporated. Cassandra is also known for her expertise in sales, public relations, and policy. Now, I could go on and on and on, but let me tell you, Cassandra was in the building when it came time for us to be at that lobby day, and she's been in the forefront of all things of, what should I say, lobby, all things Springfield, all things state of Illinois. Cassandra, good morning. Welcome to the
Good
show.
morning, LaDonna. Good morning, Dr. Ivory. It is a privilege and a pleasure to be on this call with you two this morning. Happy Saturday.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely happy Saturday. Larry, did you say to me, you said I don't sound as chipper as normal? Was that earlier? Because you know I have to turn it off, turn it on.
Yeah, you turn it back on. Hey, but Cassandra, we're excited that you're on the call with us. You know, you and I have had a lot of different discussions, and there's a lot going on. Ladonna just talked about the fear of missing out, but you know, there's also a great deal of fear happening as we have spent our life fighting for diversity, equity, inclusion. There's a lot of craziness out there in the world right now, and we're glad that we're doing our 20th year conference here in Chicago, because I think it's an answer to us staying focused on the agenda, and that's why we have so many great partners and people coming to the conference. But uh, you know, I think Ladonna said the fear. You have a fear of missing out on anything.
uh, Absolutely. And let me just say that is such a great word, fear of missing out, because how I drove my children, I have three beautiful college educated HBCU graduates, is that I didn't allow them to miss anything. If they said they didn't want to go to prom, well, you're going to go to prom and you're going to hate you went to prom as opposed to not going to prom and hate you miss it. So that's got to be the attitude. You got to go and say, okay, I did it. I don't like it, so I won't be back. But you don't have to say, I didn't go and I missed out. So that's such appropriate for us to talk about today. Never miss
Hey,
out.
yeah, let me share this story real quick because it brings to mind just what you said when you mentioned children. My daughter Kenyatta, who used to be my executive assistant, when she was younger, we had tickets to see Maya Angelou. Could you imagine that? Maya Angelou, the
Yes,
Maya Angelou.
yes.
And she did not want to go. I mean, she was hell bent on not going. She didn't want to go. And she literally cried, but I forced her to go. And when she got there, and she was defiant every step of the way. But when she got there and she heard Maya Angelou speak, I still remember she says it often how important it was that I made her go hear Maya Angelou. And when it was all said and done, she will always remember that day because it inspired her. And if I hadn't pushed her, she would have gone and she wouldn't have had that experience. One of the great most famous women in the world, Maya Angelou was such a powerful. And if you're around Maya Angelou, you was going to be impacted by her.
Yeah, I can hear her
Absolutely.
voice just by when you say her name, you can hear her voice. That is definitely branding and a household name.
Absolutely. And that's powerful. We have to really push people outside of their comfort zone because some people have a fear of that imposter fear that I'm not really who I am. So we have to push them.
Yeah. Well, there's so many times I think we miss out where we didn't go to something we were supposed to go to just because we didn't push ourselves and end up when people came back and told you all the people that were there, you really feel bad because you missed an opportunity. And I think that's exactly what we're talking about here is making sure we don't miss an opportunity because we do have an opportunity coming up at our convention. And I don't want people to miss out of the great event that's coming on September the 9th, 10th, and the 11th with so many people that could impact your lives and change your life. It's a place to be, quite frankly. And I hope people don't miss out and have other people come back and tell them, hey, you should have been there. Man, I had a great time. The entertainment was fine. The content, the networking, the whole, everything there was designed for people to benefit from. So we hope people don't have that conversation, the fear of missing out on the conference this year.
Well, actually, I hope they're having the conversation if they haven't registered. They have the fear of missing out. So they're going to go to ilbcc.org and register so that they don't miss out. That's what's going to get them moving to that website. And those of you watching on Facebook Live, please make sure you share the show and comment because we'll be reading those. Also, you can go to the website which is on the banner. It's ilbcc.org and make sure you get registered today. Today. For 3 days, Larry, it's $390.
$390, Donna.
Yeah. Yeah. And we get 3 days. I have the agenda. We've gone over it before, but I truly want to go over some highlights. Number one, we have Dr. Sterling. Dr. Sterling will be talking about 72 hours in a day. I don't know. I didn't know what that meant, Larry. But when he explained how you can master your time in your own day, for this show, I tracked everything that I did yesterday. I spent 14 hours on projects and I'm not even done. 14 hours included phone calls, social media, 25 minutes of that. I think I spent most of my time on the phone with you, Larry. That took up 2 hours and 2.75 hours. And not to go through the entire list, but I put in my AI, I said, take this and quantify it, categorize it. And there was a lot of time wasted and I could have been more productive because it just wasn't mapped out. But he's going to talk about how to get 72 hours of work in one day. That is a bonus. We also have the AI panel, which is featuring Amber Payton. She's with us. Mark Strategy Group. Jason Easterly will be one of the speakers. Universal Prather. Dr. Michael Crawley is one of the speakers, and I'll be moderating that. The other thing is we're going to have a mayor's forum. Those of you that have questions for the mayor, you want to hear what's going on in this climate. You know that Project 2025 is real, and if you haven't read that or the Big Beautiful Bill, I think you need to get to this conference because you need to know exactly how it affects us. It's not just out there and we're over here. It's out there and we're included and included to be excluded. So you want to definitely get there, and that's going to be moderated by Rufus Williams, WVON's Rufus Williams, and that's going to feature Mayor Brandon Johnson, City of Chicago, Mayor Sam Cunningham of Waukegan, Illinois, and Mayor Jada Curry of Linwood, Illinois. So proud, so proud. And then we also have Leveraging Black Voices, which is going to be moderated by Deborah Farmer of Brown Farmer Media Group. Y'all know Deborah. She's from Chicago, from WGN, but now she is going to be moderating this particular panel where she's going to be talking about how to leverage, or everyone on the panel is going to be talking about how to leverage Black voices for business group. And that's the importance of Black media, including WVON and so many others. And that's featuring panelists Deanne McCleary Sherman, Carl West, and Kathy Cheney, and again, Rufus Williams. So, Larry, I didn't want to take up too much time. I just wanted to give those highlights and tell people they can give us a call at 773-591-1690 and just tell us your moment when either you had the fear of missing out and you wish you would have gone, or you can give us your 30-second elevator pitch on your business. And that's 773-591-1690. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, hey, Cassandra, you obviously have been around a long time. You and I have talked about a number of things, as we mentioned, but give us some insight on what you would want to, with your vast amount of experience in this time, what do you think we need to focus in on, and what do you think is important? What kind of wisdom do you have to share with the listening audience from your perspective?
Thank you, Larry. Thank you for that. And thank you, LaDonna. What a great lineup that is. And talking about no one should miss out on that. I discovered, and I've heard about the Black Chamber, but I truly discovered the Black Chamber when I was a chief of staff for a state senator, and I was in Springfield for Lobby Day and did the circuit of going around for everybody's reception. And then I went to your reception, Larry. And when I walked into the room, it was like coming home. It was like I was put the cloak of colors on me. It's like, you're home, my sister. And the experience that I got from that reception was so overwhelming that I was hooked. That was 2015. It was like I had to be associated with this organization because if we don't save us, who's going to save us, right? And right now, the time is so volatile where DEI is going away, affirmative action is going away, all of our safety nets are going away. So we cannot allow your chamber to go away. We cannot because you are there, you are our voice, and collectively we can go far. And if we all come together and be a part of this, we can withstand all of this foolishness that's happening right now. And it's so important that all the speakers that you have are very volatile to this conference. They're going to speak on things that we need to hear on how to move our businesses forward and how to really sustain while we go through this major change right now. So I think sustainability is just so that we can hold on to what we have while we try to move forward. Long story
Absolutely.
short.
Thanks. So we have a caller, Larry. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning.
Who are we
Heard you
speaking
speak.
to?
This is Mike M.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, I heard you speak last week about some speakers that's going to be talking about electricity and developing and building and distribution, seems as though. And I like to know what day is that, and can one come for just one day?
You sure can. You can come for one day, absolutely. But the Larry, what day is that on? Is that
That's going to be our grand finale.
okay?
Will
Yes.
be the energy panel, and we're excited that we got the president of ComEd, uh, the president of Ameren, Illinois. We got the president of Illinois American Water Company. We have the senior VP from Nicor Gas, and we're trying to confirm who's going to represent at Constellation. So we really have and then we're going to have a great session with all those companies doing the matchmaking too at the same time. So it's going to be a great time. And invite people to come out and participate because you're going to get a chance to hear from leadership in terms of energy, what's going on, and one of the things I think most people don't really understand or don't is not aware of is that the energy companies do when it comes to diversity, equity, inclusion. Their numbers are substantially better than most other places, and I'm proud to say that in the state of Illinois the number of blacks and minority participating in contracting with those organizations is outstanding. Uh, Everybody can better the best, but if we simply had half of the people doing what they were doing, the economic welfare of our communities would skyrocket, quite frankly.
Yes.
Well,
So
from what I understand about the future, with data centers and there's the whole society needs more electricity, and the little person, little man, or once is not even thinking about it, possibly can get involved with it, even at the level of solar farms and so on. That's the kind of area that I'm interested in.
Well, absolutely. That will be a topic of conversation that you'll be able to, if you're there, you can ask people in the industry. The moderator of the panel is going to be none other than George Williams. And George Williams is an icon in the energy field. He was one of the only brothers in the United States, there was two, who had a nuclear power license to run nuclear power plants. And George ran one of the nuclear power plants in Texas, El Paso Electric. Is he ran that company? He's retired now, but he is a great person when it comes to energy, and he will be moderating that panel. And that will be our grand finale as we close out our conference. Will be the great conversation on energy, the future of energy, and getting insights and asking questions of the leadership in terms of energy and the impact of alternative energy in those areas.
yep. So Mike, go to
Okay,
make
that's
sure you go to ilbcc.org. I'm gonna be looking for your registration.
all righty. Thank you very much.
You're
I
most
appreciate
welcome.
it. And I want to say I think you guys are doing a great job. And I don't believe the Black Chamber about itself, for itself, related to the black community is going to go anywhere but only up. And sustainability is about tomorrow. And that's the aspect of whatever you're doing, how is it going to affect your today and to tomorrow and for your family and your children's future tomorrow, your communities tomorrow. Those are the views that I believe that we have to look at because tomorrow for everyone is always coming. Where are you
Yeah.
going to be in tomorrow?
Hey, absolutely.
Only
Hey,
one
you know
day.
what? One of the things when you talk about tomorrow, it makes me think of a song, but I ain't gonna sing that song, Ladonna
What? Say
and
it again.
Cassandra. I feel like I really burst in song, but here's a piece. Tomorrow isn't promised to us. Okay, it's not promised to us. What we have is the moment. And right now, when we take a look at what's happening in America, when you see the redistricting of Texas and all the things that's going on, we have to come together and talk about how we leverage each other. You know, how do we make sure that we don't take what's happening lightly and that we defend our own rights, that we protect our own right to be American citizens here. And I'm concerned that this problem is far more perilous than what we sometimes understand. And I'm hoping that as we come together and as we listen to each other, that we don't fall asleep at the wheel. You know, so Cassandra, what do you think about the current environment? What's your perspective on where things are at and where things could go?
Once we have to be educated. As I'm out talking to people, I ask them who's their state rep, who's their state senator, who's the congressperson, who's the who's their legislator, and they don't know. And what people don't understand is all politics is local. Your comfort of living is immediately in your surrounding community. You've got to have a voice when it comes to who you elect that's going to take care of your streets, make sure that safety is in place. And so your hospitals, but it's a part of educating. And I think you're doing a great job with that, Larry, when you bring in the mayor's roundtable, which allows people to actually talk to mayors that they probably haven't had a chance to get in front of. And even during this whole conference, you're going to have state legislators that's going to drop in. And so just educating, we have to start on the ground floor and we have to continue to educate because without that, we perish.
Absolutely. Well,
Absolutely,
we have another
absolutely.
caller, and before we go to the caller, Larry, I want to give Cassandra a moment to give us some closing thoughts so she can get started with her Saturday. Cassandra, any closing thoughts?
Absolutely. Thank you. And I am just so elated once again of being a part of this conversation because what I do out here in these streets, like the kids say, is really bringing community together, bringing businesses together, corporations, and seeing how we can all partnership together. And it's all about self preservation,
Wait, you
like they
said
say
being
on the
sleep?
airline.
You said being sleep is as opposed to woke?
Exactly. Being
Wow.
woke. Yeah. But the thing is that it's just like they say in the airlines, put the mask on yourself before you can help others. This is what the chamber is about. We're putting the mask on ourselves and we're getting a solid footing under ourselves so that we can expand out and help others. And
Absolutely.
that's what it's all about. We have to help others.
Hey, let me say something before you leave.
Yes.
You invited me with Edna, one of our partners, Edna Better Health, and Kenneth
Of
King is
Illinois.
great leaders. He's going to be at the conference in the matchmaking, and they're a sponsor of the event. But you invited me to an event that we had a chance. It was one of those places I'm glad I did not miss. The fear of missing out. I was there, had a chance to catch it with a bunch of people who I hadn't talked to in a while, like the director of the Chicago Department of Aviation, who will be at the conference and participating, IDOT Tollway. All kinds of major companies are going to be there. And I want to thank you, Cassandra, and to the Aetna Better Health for making sure that I was at the table and I didn't miss out.
And I'm so gled that you took that invite and you came because it's all about collaboration and working together so that we can be stronger. And I appreciate you, Larry. Madonna, I appreciate you always. You have a voice that is recognizable, and I just love you for what you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Cassandra. I've also everyone I've adopted Cassandra's son too. So she's done a phenomenal job raising those children and I've adopted one of them at least.
I appreciate you guys, and see you on the ninth.
All right. See you
Absolutely.
later, Cassandra. We've got another caller, guys. We want to thank Cassandra for coming on to the show. Hey caller, how you doing? Good morning.
I was going to tell Larry, I hear you guys despair the big, beautiful bill. But for businesses, there's a lot of good things in that bill, Larry. I was a structural steel erector for nearly 4 decades. And I had a black-owned company, and we erected bridges across Mississippi River and multi-story buildings that they used to call skyscrapers. But one thing in that bill is that a contractor or a person or a business that use equipment is able to expense that equipment in 1 year rather than as it was previous under the Democratic administrations, you had to carry it out into the future. But I'm able to expense it, that is, write it off in 1 year. I'm able to take that savings and put it into other equipment and other jobs in order to hire and employ workers. So I think Donald Trump done a very beautiful thing with that big, beautiful bill. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Hey, he knows me obviously, and I hope he calls me on my cell phone so I can make sure I know who that was.
Who said it
But
was?
we're not going to say that everything on that bill that they call Big Beautiful Bill is bad, but there's a lot of things in it that we fundamentally disagree with and highly disagree with in terms of it. And that's a conversation we'll break down at a different time in terms of what's in our best interest, because politics is about dividing the spoils of war, okay, and being in a position of benefit. But black people have given so much to this country on a continuous basis. And when I take a look at DEI and all the other things that I'm seeing, it concerns me that a lot of the strides that we've made, we're taking back in terms of the HBCUs, in terms of solar energy. All there's a lot of things that I believe is inherently good for us, and I'm concerned about where it's headed. So it's a conversation I think we ought to have, and we ought to look at the good and the bad of any bill, of any party, whether it be Republican or Democrat, and have an open, honest conversation about what's best for us.
I think it's a good idea to leverage any administration that's in office. A lot of times we have looked at who's in office and we've kind of turned a blind eye. One thing Cassandra said is that some people don't even know who their local representatives are. And that's so true because if we don't go to the polls, we don't know who to vote for and we don't know who even got elected. But it doesn't mean that it's too late. Those of you that are listening, it's not. It doesn't make you ignorant. Well, I don't want to use the word ignorant. It you just don't know. But it's not. It's never too late to figure out who those people are and then understand how government works and how to encourage your community to be involved with government. But part of a big part of an intricate part of our fabric and our being are small businesses, Larry. Small businesses actually make up quite a bit of the forefront when it comes to our business economy in this country and especially in this state. So when
Yeah,
people think
absolutely.
that, that's not me, that's them, it's all of us.
Yeah. Well, the other side of that, Ladonna, and we don't want to get into the economic because that's a topic for a different day. But when you have tariffs, tariffs is going to impact small business that rely upon um, outside, whether it be from China or from Europe or from wherever the case may be. Those costs are borne by companies, and companies pass that cost on to us. There's a lot to break down, and here's the point I want to make, and this is kind of the comment that stuck with me in history. It said the government for the people, by the people, will not perish. And what that really speaks to, LaDonna, into our audience is that the people have the power. Their voices must be heard. If we don't go out to the and vote and make sure our voices are heard, then we put ourselves in a very bad position. It is the will of the people that matters, and people need to see what's happening with good, bad, or indifferent, and they need to vote their interests, but they need to be informed enough to understand the impact the legislation is having on Capitol Hill, to small business, to their community, to museums, to HBCUs, to the people they love, to the country they care about. All those things are important, and you cannot make a wise vote without being engaged and involved in listening. So I encourage our listening audience, which I know we got a very talented and smart listening audience, but there's more that we can learn. We need to share the information and talk to everyone, so get everyone involved in making a difference in a positive way.
Oh, I love it. Well, our matchmaking session, we've talked about that countless times only because it is so beneficial. The matchmaking session, do you have a list, a short list, or
Sure,
have
I
you just
can.
added on to it? Yeah.
Yeah, I can go by memory because I don't have a list in front of me, Donna. But
You're so
we
good.
have
You're so
people like
good.
the University of Illinois, ISU, City of Champaign, the Housing Authority of Waukegan, Illinois, where Sam Cunningham is the mayor. We got the City of Chicago, the Chicago Department of Aviation. We got the Tollway. We got IDOT. We got the Public Building Commission. We got AT&T. We got ComEd. We got People's Gas. We got Nycor. We got Emeren. And that's a small list of the companies that we have. Governor State, different universities and colleges, different agencies. They're going to be there, be a part of this conference, and a part of the matchmaking. So it really is a place. And when it said the fear of missing out, here's what you don't see. You may miss a good time, but you don't want to do is you don't want to miss your money. See that's the real thing. It's like if you say, I have a number and my number is such and such, and you would have hit if you had played your number, you'd have hit the $1 million lottery. Are you? But missing out on money is something that you just simply don't want to miss. And this is an opportunity. If you come there ready, sharp, and looking, you're going to find an opportunity that's going to make you money. And that's where you want to be. That's a place you want to be, in a room where it happens. This is going to be like Helmut said, I want to be in a room where it happens, Odana, because that's where it's happening on September the 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's happening at Wind Creek with the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. That's a room where it's happening. It's opportunity there for you. And you got to make a commitment to get registered for the conference and get your capability statements so you can meet some of these incredible companies who are there for a specific reason, to identify Black owned firms that they can do business with. And that's where you want to be. That's in the room where it happens.
Now, I just want to be clear on you don't just bump into them because they have a name badge on.
No.
Oh, ISU. Hi, my name is LaDonna Ray, and I have a company, and I want to do some business with you. That's not how this works. What happens is these are business matchmaking sessions that are predetermined because by those that are registered. And those sessions are curated meetings where small business owners pair with those agencies, some of those agencies that were mentioned. And it's you sit down with a face-to-face meeting. If you had that moment to sit down in a face-to-face meeting to talk to one of those agencies about your business and have your capability statement ready to go, it's not a matter of you figuring out or disqualifying yourself. It's a matter of sitting down and determining how you guys can work together. It's a win-win. So
Okay.
it mhm.
Well, I'm just saying, I was talking to President Preckwinkle, and one of her, the chief procurement officer, called me, and my shout out to President Preckwinkle because she's getting one of the highest awards that we give, the Dr. Arthur Fletcher Award. And her people called and said, Larry, the president asked me to reach out to you. And so they're going to be bringing people, whether it be IT, construction, they're going to be at the conference, just like the city of Chicago. Charlotte Roberts, who's the CPO for the city of Chicago, she's going to be at the conference also. So there's going to be a lot of people in a position that knows what about procurement, knows where the opportunity is, and they're looking for people like you. So it's not even you being prepared. Sometimes companies call me up and say, Larry, we need a plumber. We need an HVAC person like Melvin Armstrong. We need a painter like Destiny Painting. We need an engineering firm like Michael Sutton or Ardmore Roberts. We need a construction company like Boa Yajama. These companies are looking for people like that. This is why this is so important to listen. And then you got the leadership of those agencies and those companies and those corporations sitting down and really connecting with you. And like I say, I can tell people, it only takes one thing, one moment to change your life. It really is. A moment can change your life. And you want to be in the moment. And the moment is being at this conference, right, frankly.
I love it. So I say I love it a lot because I actually do. When I do remember sitting down and matchmaking, and taking pictures of everyone as they sat across from those different agencies, and I could overhear the conversations. And I'll tell you a few things that I took note on. Someone who sat down, who may have a laundry service, right? If you're sitting down and you have a laundry service, you're thinking, well, I can't see myself working with this agency, that agency. But that's not true. What's true is what you bring to the table is what they're looking for. Because if you think about it, all agencies are businesses with employees and administrators. And they, a lot of times they have customers, clients, patients, things of that nature. And your service, no matter if it's, I always use the cupcake lady, even if you're the cupcake lady, you can sit down with one of those agencies and they will find a way to work with you based on their current need. But they don't know what you offer if you don't have your capability statement. And if you don't have your capability statement, you can call the chamber and get some assistance with getting your capability statement done. And our phone number is area code 309 740 4430. I'm going to grab this caller cuz we got to get going. Hey caller.
Hello, is this Miss LaDonna Ray?
It is, sir. How are you? You're calling to the Wake Up Show Chicago.
Hey, LaDonna Ray, this is Benjamin from Melrose Park. Good morning to you, Queen.
Hey, Benjamin, how are you?
I want to give a comment to you and Larry Ivory. I know he's in charge of the Black Chamber of Commerce. And Larry, I never met you before. I'm one of LaDonna's callers during the week when she's with Atiba, and I just want to talk about business right quick. LaDonna, this is a great thing that y'all having. Right quick, Larry Ivory, my niece and my goddaughter started their own designer cup business where they make those Stanley cups and they put your name on it with the rhinestones. They
Mm.
start out selling 10 to 15 cups a week, and we even sent LaDonna Ray one and Atiba Buchanan one. Larry Ivory, brother, I kid you not, they up to 100 a week now. And these are teenagers. They're in high school. And this is what we need to do with our children, our babies. Let them know that you can have your own business. You don't have to wait till you're 21, 22, 23. They were 16 years old when they started this business, Larry Ivory and LaDonna. You know, LaDonna, they're making $1,000 a week.
Oh, nice. I love that. That
Hey,
is
And
hey,
just just
we
doing
want
those
to triple
cups,
that.
LaDonna, that we sent you in the tea when we put your name on it with the rhinestones and make it look real pretty.
yeah.
Long story short, I'm gonna say this before we go. There's the name of an Anderson family. They having a family reunion in Detroit, Michigan next weekend, the day before Labor Day. They ordered 250 cups for the family reunion. Guess who's making them? My niece and my goddaughter. They paying $20 each for these cups, and we're gonna take them up to Detroit next weekend.
Now,
So
Larry,
people like you
hold on.
LaDonna,
Yeah, I love that. Benjamin, hold on one second. Larry, you were saying something. I know you were trying to
No,
say
no, no.
something.
I was listening to Benjamin. Hey, Benjamin, great to hear from you. And hopefully, again, I love what your family's doing with their business, and we want to help them to grow. And we even we're giving away a couple of scholarships to young people. So if you give LaDonna a call, we may be able to get you a scholarship for for your daughter, for the kids. And this only goes to kids to come and get a chance to network. And a lot of the companies do souvenirs, things like that, that they give to guests and things like that. So it's a perfect opportunity for them to expand their footprint and to grow their business at the same time.
I told her this, Larry and Ivory and LaDonna. I said, what's gonna happen is this: y'all gonna blow up so big. some conglomerate gonna come to y'all and gonna want to buy y'all business one day. I said, I guarantee that's gonna happen. It happens all the time because they see what you're doing. And Larry, we did it in Broadview, Illinois. Broadview had a show just a couple of weeks ago, and the mayor of Broadview is a lady. She's a beautiful sister. She invited them to come. They sold 75 cups just at this 2-hour session.
So
So people
Benjamin,
let
are
our children know that they can start their own businesses too. Don't wait until they're in college. They can do it while they're in grade school and high school. Is that correct, LaDonna?
Yeah, that is correct. You just brought me to another point. Those parents out there, because this is at a casino, you have to be 21 and up. But those parents out there that have children that are wanting to start their own business, you can bring their capability statements as well because you're helping them curate this business. So Benjamin, I want to see your face in the place so we can meet in person. Go to ilbcc.org and I will see you there. This is awesome, Larry.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen, I want to highlight we have a number of people who are getting awards at the conference. Mayor Brandon Johnson, President Fred Winko. And we have some other Crystal Roberts, who is an amazing woman in the automotive business. She is going to be speaking at our awards event, and she's also getting an award for the Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. We got May Whiteside, who's getting the Small Business of the Year recognition. We got another company, Leon, who is a developer, who's getting it. So we have just a wonderful, talented group of people who deserve recognition at our conference. So, really, I'm just excited that this is our big day, and at the right time for a time such as this, we pulled together this event to really kind of celebrate Black business and to make sure that Black business is on the mind of agencies, like the state agencies, the cities, the county, the corporate America. So all these people are coming to the conference with the sole intent of connecting with our people and making something happen. And I couldn't be prouder of the work that the team is doing to make this an incredible event. And we also have some entertainment, Ladonna.
I was gonna say, look, I know you talking about all this networking and stuff, but where's the fun at? Okay, I want to kick it. Where's that at? Do we
Well,
do
hey,
we
ball head. Now who's going to be ball head, and who's
comedian
going to be the comedian?
Ballhead and comedian Marlon Mitchell will be in the building to give us the funniest comedy show ever. Okay, you all know him, Chicago, but now you get to see him in one place, and that's when we let our hair down just a little bit. Okay, a lot. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Hey, and, I also want to make this. We selected people's like Mayor Curry. Mayor Curry is actually not just the mayor of one city, but she is going to be the chairperson of the municipal league mayors. I mean, she's going to be selected in that position as the president of the Illinois Municipal League, and she's going to be front and center. So it means that of all the municipal organizations in the state of Illinois, she's the president, the incoming president for the municipal league. That's pretty heavy, and that's a sister who's representing at that level, and she is going to be front and center. And like I said, we got so many of the right people with the right attitude about us and about us doing business with them, that it really is the place that I'm excited we'll have 2.5 days of this great time and fun at the same time. We're working on a deal right now to try to finalize this young lady who is one. She's nominated for 3 Stellars Awards. She's a gospel singer. Her name is Bobby, and she's a good friend and husband of one of our great partners on our radio show. One of our great partners when it comes to media is Michael Taylor, but she's up for 3 major awards at the Stellar Awards. We're trying to close that out, get that done. So it's going to be a great time, guys. Come out, join us, and have some fun.
And I want to go over the CEO panel that's going to be moderated by Sherman Wright. He's the co-founder of and COO of 1035. Everybody knows Sherman. The climb inside the CEO journey to success includes panelists Michelle Hayes from Hayes Talent. Those people out there that are in the industry of entertainment and, or should I say, acting? Yes, Hayes Talent right here. Josh Davis, the Will Group, Kendra Deacons, Taylor Electric. This woman has one of the oldest black owned businesses that I've ever heard of in my life. 103 years, going on
100, no,
104.
122.
And she told me 103.
Okay, well, you may have it right there, Madonna.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that distinctly. I'm
Okay,
so sorry. I shared a box with her at the what is it, the Chicago Sky game, and we talked extensively about that. I was just so enamored seeing a woman and having this business because we go to these local businesses where they say in a family-owned business for over 100 years, and you're like, how come we don't have that? We just don't. Ours is 10 years, 20 years, maybe 30, but 103 years?
that's
My
incredible.
goodness. Yes. And Rashad Johnson from Ardmore Roderick is going to be a panelist as well. So don't forget, guys, that's called the Fireside Chat, the Climb Inside the CEO Journey to Success. Make sure you go to ilbcc.org and register. I should be seeing I see a couple of registrations coming in. That's good. You guys are following instructions. But I want to hear from you before we get out of here. It's 9:53, Larry. I want people to call in and tell us that moment when they had the fear of missing out, FOMO, as the young people say, and they either went or they didn't go and they regretted it. And I want to hear your 30-second elevator pitch. Now, if you guys are scared, too scared to do your elevator pitch right now, this is the place to practice. I'll tell you if you got to work on it or if it sounds good to me. But that's 773-591-1690. Larry, what are you going to be doing at the conference? Because I haven't heard you say anything about what torch you're going to be passing or carrying. What are you going to be doing at the conference?
I'm gonna be sitting back, Madonna, and watching the flow, meeting with the key people, making sure that the things go as well as we hope. But my job is going to be done. My energy is put into making sure that the conference is everything we want it to be,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, we hope that people walk away from our conference as they normally do, saying, "Man, this is one of the best conferences I've been at," and we've heard that consistently. I think this will be one of the best that we've ever done based upon the talent and the format that we have. And I'm just excited that I get a chance to represent Black business at a very critical time. When you've been around for as long as we've been around, there's some companies who call themselves chambers and they're great doing what they do, but
How long have you
we've been
been around,
around
Larry? How long have you been around?
since 1997.
Yeah.
And it was started when we originally started. We started back in 1985. So we've been around a long time. So we bumped our heads. We just seen the good, bad, and the ugly. We have been around companies that started off with 2 employees. Now they got 300 employees. We have watched it grow, and we've also watched some companies fail and learned from the failures of companies, and those companies retooling and coming back and getting back on track. So we've seen it all. We've advocated on policy issues that we believe were important on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., from a national position and with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. And we've done a lot on a local level. So we've been there. And when you've been there enough, when you've been there long enough, you get a lot of experience. And that experience is wisdom. So you know what works, what doesn't work. You know how to make things because you've made enough mistakes, and you always go back and tweak yourself to figure out how you make it better. So this is us making it better again in 2025, Madonna.
Yeah, this is our own project 2020 whatever.
Right, yeah,
Uh
20.
I'm not going to repeat that. But there's some unlikely industries that can benefit from the conference. You want to hear them?
Yep.
You got black owned construction cleanup crews, commercial laundry services, packaging and assembly businesses, pet services and products, set design, prop fabricators, industrial janitorial companies, urban gardeners, any black farmers out there? Black curriculum developers and education tech creators, digital forensic and cybersecurity, and black owned AV and event production companies. Those are just some unlikely companies that go, you know what? I should be at this conference. Mhm. You should come
Absolutely.
out. You should come out.
Absolutely. And I'll point out too, Liddell, is that the people that we've chosen are organizations that can close billions of dollars of procurement opportunities. When you take a look at, the Chicago Department of Aviation, Jamie Reed used to be there. Now they have a new leader who's now the head of Chicago Department of Aviation, like, doing a great job. And a shout out to Katie because she did a fantastic job also. But you know, we got so many talented different organizations from the city of Chicago to Cook County to different universities, University of Illinois. Dale Morrison, a shout out to him for the great work he's doing at the U of I. ISU, and we bring they bring 10 or 12 people from different parts of the college to be at the conference. And man, they lay it out. They're looking for all kinds of people to do business. And that's why we have to protect this whole thing that we're looking at. If this makes America better by getting rid of diversity and inclusion, when it's time to fight a war or go to, and the thing below down that bothers me most of all, in every war that America has fought for their freedom, we have fought in it. We have fought in it. In some cases, fact of the matter, we fought wars, we came back, and we got lynched
Well,
when
let
we
me.
put our lives on the line, and a lot of us died for it. We can't let America go back. We got to help America go forward. And I believe in this more perfect union, but it can be a more perfect, definitely be a more perfect union when we make it more perfect, when we sit up and fight for it. And that's
Yes.
what we do.
Yes, yes. And as we close, Larry, I just want to make sure everybody knows that Atiba Buchanan and I will be opening up the
Hey, hey,
conference.
hey.
That's right. We're going to kick it off and guide you guys through how to get the most out of every session, handshake, and hallway conversation. Maximize your experience with intentional networking and goal setting. We'll be right there to walk you guys through that and have a little fun with you. But with that being said, guys, that is pretty much the conference in a nutshell. And don't have FOMO and not do anything about it, guys. We're here each and every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on WVON 1690. We want to give a big shout out to WVON and thank you to our sponsors. That is Wind Creek, Chicago Southland, in East Hazelcrest. Make sure you get on out there and get a little slot machine in you. See the lay of the land, right?
Yeah, hey, Ladon, let me just make this real quick. Is that we have so many great sponsors from the ComEd, Emirates, People Gas, Verizon's, so many companies who are part of this whole genre that we put together. And so next week, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors,
Yep.
all of our sponsors from SLG to Ardmore Robert to Infrastructure Engineering. All these companies are investing in us at the same time. So thank you, Ladon.
All right. I got to wrap this up because I got to work here. You know what I'm saying? No. All right, guys. We'll see you next Saturday on the Wake Up Show Chicago. I'm LaDonna Ray with Dr. Larry Ivory, CEO of the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. Go to ilbcc.org. And I will see you Monday. That's right. We're going to be talking about family trauma on Monday right here on WVON 1690. And shout out to Titus and his family, where our hearts are with you.
Our hearts go out to you. Bye bye.
That's the end.
The talk of Chicago is 1690 WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
It's the pre-tariff and semi-annual sale at Dress to Impress. Now through September 2nd, everything in the store is 50% off. For all shoe lovers, the entire dress shoe department at Dress to Impress is 50% off. All skin shoes from top brands like Meslon, David Eaton, Mari, and Belvedere shoes are half off. All business suits, fitted and fashion suits are 50% off. All blazers and sport jackets at Dress to Impress are 50% off. All slacks, wool or linen are 50% off. The entire selection of walking and casual sets are 50% off. Plus, the entire selection of big and tall at Dress to Impress is 50% off. All accessories, including dress hats, belts, ties, bow ties, cologne, and cufflinks are 50% off. The year's deepest discounts are going on now, only at the pre-tariff and semi-annual sale at Dress to Impress. Now through September 2nd. On-site alterations at all three locations: 1005 East Sibley and Dalton, 9537 Southwestern in Chicago, and 4451 West Lincoln